Hello Capricorn, this is going to be your October 13th full moon reading. So I'm going to get one of these Power Surrender cards and see if there's anything that can be suggested for you to surrender around this full moon time. And definitely let me know how that resonates with you, because I love these cards and they always seem to help me around a full moon time. Probably just because there's a lot of closure, you know, there's a lot of heightened emotion, and sometimes it's just that good guidance that we can get. See what we can surrender, Capricorn. Hope y'all are having a good beginning of your October. I am putting a link to the giveaway and to the October readings at the end of this video if you haven't seen those yet. I'm still trying to get all of the entries. So I'm just going to take the one that flipped over and surrender negative thinking. You have control over your thoughts. When negative thoughts surface, say thank you for sharing and quickly refocus on positive affirmations. Very awesome advice to come out for this full moon time, because you know, sometimes heightened emotions from everybody else can cause us to get negative thoughts, you know, and kind of like step back and say wow, and kind of alter our thoughts around other people's moods. So definitely good advice, Capricorns, to, you know, maintain your positive thinking throughout the full moon, you know, time, and it'll heighten everybody's emotions, so you'll be the one that's grounded. That'll be great. We're gonna need it. It's supposed to be pretty good full moon though, I mean, as far as the planetary alignments and such go. So hopefully that happens for you, Capricorn. Let me know in the comments. I'm always down to discuss this awesome stuff. So we're going to get a moon card now from the Moonology Oracle deck. All right. You have bring love into the situation. Oh my gosh, I love that for you, Capricorn. It is a new moon and Aquarius card, and that's that water energy. So a lot of emotion, obviously, but the best way to surrender negative thinking is to bring love into the situation. Oh, the synchronicity of that is beautiful. I love that. Great advice around that full moon. You can be our shining beacon of light and love, as some of us will go through some heavier energies through the full moon time. So surrender the negative thinking, and the best way that the moon's saying to do it is bring love. Bring love into the situation. So let's see what's going on for you, Capricorn. See if we can get a few more details about your full moon. All right, you have Page of Swords, Temperance, King of Pentacles, and Six of Swords. Very cool. All right, so Page of Swords is going to always be thinking and receiving communication and ideas, and not just because it's sword, but because pages are learning. They're learning about whatever their craft is, and he's learning about communication, thoughts, ideas, and, you know, really trying to synthesize that into his life and how he can be masterful in that. So as you get some communications that are around this full moon, be mindful. That would be the suggestion there, but recognize that you are still learning some communication techniques, and the suggestion again is bring love into that communication, and you'll see how much people are going to respond to that a little bit more, you know, in a kind way, rather than the negative that can come from some communications when we're heightened emotions. Now we have Temperance coming out here, and what I love about Temperance for you, Capricorn, is that there's like a balancing and a moderation happening. So whatever it is that you're going through around this full moon, it's like trust that the mixing of the divine and the things that are happening around you and to you are just guidance. It's that inner guidance, it's our intuition, and you're being protected, you know. And there is a suggestion to just have moderation. Don't overdo anything around this full moon time. And that can be so different for every single Capricorn watching. You know, that could be don't overdo the Halloween candy, all the way to like don't overdo your emotions and get into a negative space of depression. You know, so there's that whole spectrum, because this is a general reading. but it is a message to take moderation. Keep the moderation happening. And that's a big thing, you know, trust. Trust the walk that you are walking on your path. Trust your own walk. Now, King of Pentacles here is going to be that energy of knowing that whatever you think about and act about towards your stability and towards your physical abundance is always going to duplicate and cause more of it. So the King of Pentacles always uses his stable and physical resources to bring more resources to keep his kingdom rolling and happy and abundant. I mean, yes, it may be a slower way of approaching things, and he does things in a little bit more analytical and tactical way, but he does bring that solidarity, that foundation. So you may be asked to bring that to your life around this full moon time. To be in the King of Pentacle energy, Capricorn, is to slowly look at everything, analyze, recognize what your resources are right in front of you, physical things that we can touch, okay, see, feel, and anything that brings stability. So having that masterful outlook and then having action towards it. The Queen would sit there and feel about it. The King is going to do something about it, okay? He's going to create that manifestation. He's going to bring in all of the elements and use them in such a way to create. So awesome message there for you. Besides you walking the talk, it's like your mind is going to be able to bring that stability for you, but you got to keep it in check. You got to keep the moderation. You know, it really feels like this definitely has a lot to do with that surrendering to the negative thinking. Recognizing that negative thinking is never going to bring something like this. Nothing in this scene came from negative thinking. And the King would never go that route. He knows that that's a waste of time. Okay? So adopt that attitude around that full moon. Now we have Six of Swords, which means you are moving on to, you know, less rough water. You're moving on to smooth surfaces and paths that feel a little bit less resistant and barrier filled. So as you can see, you know, you've been in this real rough water, and you're going to take what you've learned and some of the wisdom and knowledge, and you've made a decision to just kind of move on. So moving on to some smoother water could come from a lot of this standing in your own power, okay? When we get the Kings, that's our power, that's our masterfulness within ourselves. And each King and Queen and Court card actually represent us at different levels of our lives. And you can go from a king to a page like that because of the cycles that you're experiencing. But what this is suggesting is that you're learning and that you be masterful about this solidarity. You know, when you go onto this boat and move into those clearer waters and you've made a decision to kind of move on and let go of some things, all right, that is definitely a new masterful thought that maybe you haven't done before. So it's that new version of yourself. And then you get to go on to another level and another level, another level, you know. We're always learning and experiencing. So really cool energy there for you. It just feels like the overall of it is to recognize that a lot can happen for you if you can put a little love in it and resist that negative thinking. That moderation's a good one. I really like that being in there for you because it is about walking the talk, okay? Now I'm going to get some tarot dice, and these are kind of loud, so I'm going to like lower the volume a little bit. Okay, Capricorn, you got your own guy here with the Death card coming up. So I like that falling with Temperance. It's beautiful. Now you have Seven of Swords coming up here with Page of Swords, which means, you know, some of the communication and ideas and things that you've been thinking about and mulling over and learning more of, it's almost making you realize, like, what is my path? And really putting you into a heavy mental attitude. So with this 7 coming up, it is definitely validating that you may get some negative thoughts. Like, no matter what you do around this full time, they may come to the top. But it's how you treat them. how you honor those negative thoughts. Why are you thinking that thought? Why do you feel that way? And do some sort of inner healing work with it, because this always asks us, what's worth it? Is what you're thinking about even worth it? Is it going to manifest what you want? You know, what are you thinking about? So really checking your thoughts around this full moon time is going to be so important for you. And again, with it falling by this, bring love into the situation. That's really going to help you get through that Seven of Swords energy. And that is definitely all in the mind. Okay, Capricorn? Now we have Temperance here falling out with the Devil, which is Capricorn's, symbol in the tarot deck. So really good for you, this to fall out for you, which means it's definitely potent of your energy. And when we get this kind of transformational moderation, this is huge for you to recognize that these are both major arcana and they both landed on each other, and they're the only ones in this spread. So it's a big message to have that moderation. Really move forward with one foot in the water, one foot out. Always checking in with yourself, creating that balance, because you don't want to get chained into something that you really don't want, and that could be that negative thinking. When we get those negative thoughts, those are something we cause on ourselves, and the devil is definitely an energy that we can cause on ourselves. And we all experience it. It's not like you can avoid that. It's a lesson in itself. But for you, I feel like it's saying keep that moderation, or you could potentially get chained to something that, seems tempting at the beginning, but will eventually become a serious burden. All right. Now we have 8 of Swords coming up here as well, which means you're feeling kind of like your hands are tied, like you can't really go after this. And like when I said this, you're like, but I can't and I won't, and there's this and there's that. And it's like the 8 is there to remind you that you do have the strength. You have the strength to move forward with this, but you need to have that mental strength. And you're not going to have mental strength if it's filled with negative thinking. So again, it's bringing you back to those mental ideas, thoughts, communication. The Swords coming up with all this energy, so much Swords energy. Look, you have swords, 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 and swords. That is a lot of your mental and communication. So check yourself, Capricorn. Don't let yourself get stuck in yourself. Okay, if that makes sense. Because that negative thinking can be real detrimental for you. And the 8 is telling you that you have the mental strength. You just have to tap in. You have to trust. You have to trust and walk the walk. Bring that love in, and it's going to get you through this heavier energy around the full moon. And you're our beacon, our beacon, you're our beacon of light, You're the love and you're the surrender. So you got to do this. Got to get through it. Now, as you move on to, smoother waters, you're getting another 7 here. And 7 of Wands is again asking you, is the path worth it? What are you defending, and why are you defending it so hard? It's almost like getting this 7, you've already decided that your path is to defend in a different way, and you're just out of here. With this 6 moving on and getting out and making the choice, the 7's always asking us what's worth it and where's your path. And it looks like you've kind of already decided that, Capricorn. So really cool reading for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, hit the like. And if you haven't yet already, subscribe, please. It definitely helps me to spread the channel and, get through all those YouTube algorithms. And also, I have the giveaway that'll pop up somewhere around here. And so check that out. It's definitely cool. I still need more entry forms. And so you could be the person that wins an unopened tarot deck. So definitely check back. And I will be posting the new moon readings towards the end of October. So check in for that. If you hit the bell button, you'll get notified. See you later.